Music is fancy. If we're all being honest, it's real fancy. But also seems really loud. Urgh. Hold on. We're going to down-regulate that son of a bee. I think maybe a 20. All right. Let me know in the comments if this sounds okay or if this is too loud. Let me know if it's too, well, you know what? I can't do anything if it's too loud, but I can definitely do some stuff if it's too quiet. Give me just a second. Let me pull up the Theta peeps. It appears to me that every time I do this, the computer is slightly different, but that's okay. Okay. We got that. We got our little chat box. What? Looks like there's some kind of streaming error for Theta. Oh, well, such is life. Okay. Let me see what the comments. Okay, sounds good. Yay. Thank you. Gracias. My voice is loud. Well, I can move the mic further. Let me do that. Let's do this. It's got little teeth, you know. I could do that. Is that better? Are we better? Are we better or worse? Hanoi. All right. Okay. Let me go through. Let me say hello to people. For whatever reason, Theta doesn't seem to be working. Let me try one more time. It just says there's some kind of server error. Oh, that's weird. I'm getting a little box that says there's a server error. But anyway, hello to everyone on the Theta. So hello, Theta Zilla Club. What's going on? CC Brown, what's up? All right. Well, hey, we're getting it going. Okay, so I am in Chicago. So if there's any weirdnesses, City Medianco, what's going on? If there's any weirdnesses, we're going to blame it on the Drake Hotel, which is supposed to be haunted. But I don't think it is haunted because I did everything in my effing power to summon the dark forces, and none of them wanted to show up last night. So I'm going to say Ixnay on the haunted. Hey. All right, Barno, what's going on? Hello. First at bat. We're going to the CBOE today. And for those of you that listen to Bad Radio out of the Dallas, it's out of 10. I think it may be 1310 the ticket. It may be 1310 AM, but anyway, they have millions, tens of millions of listeners, but they come out of the Dallas market, sports radio, and they also do news and cool stuff like that. 2:15 Central Time. I'll be talking to Dan McDowell and Jake and all those guys. So that'll be a lot of fun. For those super nerds that listen to that stuff, you're going to like it. All right. Reza. Is it Reza or Razak? Hasravi. Anyway, hello. Okay. Bitcoin. What's going on? Tube that pipeline. Dubai money. What up? Marcos. Dendena. What's up? Demayan. What up, man? Dino Don. I'm in wait. As are we all. Dino. As are we all. Hoop and Tony. Lawrence. JJ. What's going on? Daniel. Let's see. The thing is, I can only hear the feedback. You guys have to tell me if something's jacked because I can't on this one for whatever reason. There's just this thing, but there's no mic output. I got to guess at it, so I've just got to keep my voice consistent. All right, and try to minimize the profanity. And I'm trying to keep the live shows just live. So if we drop some bombs, if we curse some idiots out, if I make fun of Raul Pal or Do Kwon or CZ or any of the other scumbags that have been stealing from everyone, and I call them names, it won't live on in infamy. And then 7 years later, I get canceled because apparently, maybe in the future, we're not allowed to call out people that are actively stealing from the community. And just so you know, Real Vision pushed Terra Luna big time. I mean, big. They pumped it and pumped it and pumped it. Raul pumped it. Remy pumped it. Remy was the dude that I caught him doing some other scammy stuff. And then they basically booted me. I was going to do content for Real Vision. And then they booted me. And I unwound that whole thing because that guy's a douchebag. and they were pushing a scammy product. And guess what? They did it again. So awesome. So anyway, that's why we're going to keep these broadcasts mostly live, and you might see them go away, but we will always have the 3 shows that we do for Money Map. They will be rebroadcast, and you'll be able to get those because there I'm on my best behavior. So there. Jose, ¿qué onda? Casperia Cloud. Yeah, there's if you're in Chicago, there's actually a summit. There's a Money Morning lot. I don't know what it's called, but it's Money Morning Summit. So that should be cool. Johnny Midas, what's going on? Barbara, ¿qué onda? Double Dots. We love you, Double Dots. Chris, what up? Eat the mic. I know, that's what they say. Eat the mic. I actually put the mic really far away. It may be too far away. Hold on. Howard, what's up, buddy? Give me a second. I think I went too far in my attempt to get rid of the mic. Brian, what's going on, buddy? Ba-da-ba-ba. Howard in the house. I hope you're feeling better, man. Chris, for those of you who don't know, Howard's going through some stuff. Everybody's going through some stuff, but Howard's he's a soldier, man. You stayed to the Drake. Yeah, you saw no ghosts either. So that's me and you. So 100% of the people here that have stayed at this place have not seen ghosts. Cabeza de Termo. ¿Qué onda? Adam, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. We're going a little earlier today. Have a little fun. Michael Murphy, what's up, man? Scorpion. Audio's good. Okay, thanks. Awesome. Tiffany, Raymond, what's up? Excited for the future. Yeah, man, I am really excited for the future. If they don't over fancy it, keep it simple, keep it smooth. Let me invest in Dynasets or let me buy SDAO and benefit from Dynasets winning. That's all I want. Keep it effing simple. If it's not simple, like in engineering, what's the first law in engineering? You give your engineers a task. You say, listen, we want to do this. If any of the proposals come back and you have to defy the laws of physics, leave, pack your desk, grab your stuff. We're not validating your parking on the way out. Don't ever come back to work. The laws of physics, the laws of math, they hold true. So keep it simple. Keep it within math. Things should be as simple as possible and no simpler, but definitely not more complex like these garbage algorithmic stablecoins. So yeah. Anyway, what's up, Raymond? Good to see you. Tiffany, what's up? Suze, what up? Okay. So, and for any of you, when any of you are, if you're in Chicago for this summit, let me know. We'll go grab lunch or breakfast or something. There's a badass breakfast place here, and it's so good. So there. And let me tell you this. I went down to the lobby where there's like 6 people working. They're all dressed in black, looking all fancy. I said, "Hey, where would you guys get breakfast?" They're like, "I don't know. You'd have to go 2 blocks over here, go to the left." I'm like, "Okay." And then I go back to my room and I look, and the first thing, because we have these little boxes, we have our own tablet. Every room has its own tablet. See this tablet? It's got like, and the tablet tells you all the stuff that it does. And the very first thing is the tablet tells you about the breakfast place that's right here. They're like, what? Yep, there's a breakfast place right inside here that you can go and eat breakfast. And they have all these delicious snacks and pastries, which is what I did. So that was weird that it doesn't exist. Gordon Bennett, what's going on? Unsung. Okay, let's take a quick look at markets after we do our non-commercial break. And then we will get to it. So, interesting things. Some interesting things today, actually. Other than just markets, which we don't really care about the markets, do we? It's not that important. But what is important is that you're making sound decisions on a regular basis. And that gets back to game theory and observing your own biases, cognitive biases, all of those little glitches that create deviations in rational thinking, statistical deviations in rational thinking. So we want to get away from just the stupid stuff. If you can just unwind the stupid stuff, you'll just float upwards. And that's the key, is just making all around better decisions, not just investing in stuff decisions, but like all around, life decisions. But then they tend to make you do really good in investing as well. We will be right back and we'll get started. Okay, let's take a look at markets. If you guys have questions, because this is a little bit kind of a casual day. It's a Wednesday. Markets are pretty quiet. Most of the world is, watching everything else. Target, for those of you that watch Greater Markets, Target got nuked. I think they're down like 25, 26% in the opening. Why is that important? Well, they're just saying their input costs, right? Like their supply costs. That continues. That's not inflation. They raised prices to make up for the supply chain dislocations that raised prices. And hence, Joe Sixpack goes and spends more money for the same crap he would have bought, or she, or they, because you got every pronoun. So that's not inflation. Okay? That specifically is a very easy way to look at supply chain dislocations and how they can instantly affect your pocketbook, and how it can look. It's hard on the American taxpayer, so you should understand that, but that's not inflation. And the reason why that specific thing is important, and because so many people get this wrong, when the inflation is because of supply chain dislocations or weirdnesses in the oil market, or energy quagmires and things like this, and it's not a monetary input, then you have to say, okay, if there's not tons of money being floated into the economy, that's one less thing we can kind of try to have to factor. And so the more noise you can cancel out, the more easy it is to distill what's actually happening and make good decisions. And there's no one clear-cut answer like what's going on, but there's a lot of things that are pretty clear, right? So just keep that in mind, that the more junk you can get out of the way in your thinking, the more you can clear up your thinking, the more elegant your decision making, your critical thinking is going to be, and you're going to win more than the person next to you. And as you guys should all know, investing is like, it's like being at a campfire, and a bear comes, and you just start looking. You tie your shoes, you look around, because you don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun the fat kid. And America, for so many entendre, America is full of fat kids. In fact, they're full of fat, rich white guys that have traditionally these elitist groups of fat, rich white guys. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is absolute effing fact. It's fat, rich white dudes that sit in positions of power that mostly inherited through nepotism their positions. And they run stuff, and they believe that they are smarter than everyone else, and it's their job to protect humanity. And they're not 100% wrong, but they're probably 85% wrong. IQ doesn't skew. Like everybody's not on even IQ level. As you know, some people are good at some stuff and not good at other stuff. And so you wouldn't want someone that's, say, really good at carpentry, like Jesus. Jesus would not be a good, financial analyst or life planner or, central banker if we had those, right? Like he's good at carpentry, and I guess, but maybe not finance. Some people are good at specific things, and we need those people doing those specific things. But everybody's not as good at math. Everybody's not as good at science. Everybody's not as good as everybody else. And so we need to be understanding of that, and hopefully through delegation or representation, we put the smartest people in place. But typically, power coalesces at the top, and it just skews all of this stuff. So that's kind of the way I look at the world. And the more skewed it gets, and the smaller and eliter these groups get, the more I want to be in a space where there is uncorrelated or quasi-uncorrelated effect. Now, everybody for so long said, hey, man, We got to get the institutional guys here. We got to get the hedge funds. Well, the insties are not here yet, as Byron Gilliam says. The insties, the institutional investors, they're not really here yet. Who is here? Hedge funds and VCs. VCs are mostly idiots. Hedge funds are not. Hedge funds are all about the arbitrage. Now, I say that. There's a lot of people that manage a lot of money that completely nuked their entire fund over and over. They've done it several times. Look at Novogratz. Pretty smart guy, right? Except that he's nuked hundreds of millions of dollars in many different funds on multiple occasions. By all accounts, he's a horrible money manager. But people don't remember that. All they remember is, dang, man, Novo has tons of money. We should give him more money. Wrong answer, Arpak. Wrong answer. Anyway, Crypto Amigos, good to see you. Don, good to see you. Satoshi is Jesus. He may be. He could walk, yeah, but you know what? It was just like a wet sidewalk. It wasn't even really, I mean, technically that's walking on water, but is it? Remember, if your answer to a query violates the laws of physics, it didn't happen and it won't happen. Why? Because nowhere in the universe do we look and find a breakdown in the laws of physics. We do find things that are hard to explain, or that maybe our math is not clear-cut enough to explain. But math and the laws of physics hold true everywhere we look. There are no miracles. It is what it is. I apologize. Religion is probably best left out of math and investment markets. Okay, so let's do this. Let's look at markets right now and just, you're thinking rebalancing and discounting. And I have this kind of thing I've been talking about with some people called the A-bomb portfolio. What effing portfolio is this? Hold on. Let's go to this one. Boop. I don't care about these other. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, so it's a down day. We're at total market cap 1.27. So 1,200 billion, 1.2 trillion. That's our market cap right now. Frank, what's going on, buddy? What's interesting? Well, not much. I mean, right now, because the hedge funds are here, again, to all the people that were like, yes, I just can't wait until the hedge funds get in here and institutional money. But once they're here, this is what you get. What you get is when the greater markets sell off, because these guys have a pretty large, chunk compared to the crypto space, not compared to their balance sheets. There's very few real funds. I say real. There's very few real hedge funds that have more than a few $1 billion exposure to crypto. Very few. All right. And they have teams, but they're not going to overexpose themselves. They're not going to try to get, end up over their skis. So just understand that when the markets sell off, if they have any profit here and they're taking a beating on any other part of their balance sheet, they're going to ace out. They're going to drop. They're going to do some tax harvesting. They're going to do all sorts of things. Balance sheet management, maintenance, and that may look ugly to crypto. My average price in Bitcoin is probably, I don't even know, but I started at $692 for Bitcoin. So I'll tell you my starting prices. I started at $692 for Bitcoin. I was at $35 or $37 on Ethereum. I was at 3 cents Cardano, but actually my aggregate price is much less because I sold off enough to where I have a zero. I'm a negative like 1.4 cents with staking. Polkadot, $3. Matic, I'd have to look, but it's at like 12 cents was my entry. $1.40 for Near. I'm still buying. Flow is where I got nuked on Flow. I still have the tokens, but I was like $34. One of my biggest losers. I haven't sold because I'm too deep in the hole to sell. But Flow has been an embarrassment. However, they just put up I think it's like $700 million fund to build out on Dapper Labs and the Flow kind of blockchain. It's getting to where I think this is interesting exposure to the NFT space. They're not going to do what Terra Luna did with their billions of dollars and just put it in their back pocket and tell everyone to go ace off. So I think there's something there. I think you start looking at it. Cosmos, I was around $6. So I'm not like a super winner in Cosmos. No, No, I'm like $8. So I'm not super winning, but I am continuing to dollar cost into Cosmos because I think it's incredible. It's also part of the A-bomb. You say, what is the A-bomb? I was trying to simplify something. This friend of mine was like, I just need to know what to buy. I was like, man, you're rushing into this. You're getting into crypto the wrong way. I'm like, I don't care about all that. I said, okay. I said, Bitcoin and the A-bomb. What is the A-bomb? Well, ADA, yeah, Algorand, Atom. Do I even have Algorand on here? Where is it? This is my other computer. Let me put Algorand on here. That's downright ridiculous. Hold on. Algorand. That's part of the A-bomb, bro. Yes, they're jerks. Do they market? No. Are they arrogant? Yes. But is there value there? Yes. So that's the A-bomb. Bitcoin, and because B is like bomb, right? So you have ADA, Algorand, Cosmos, and then AGIX is the other part of my A, and that's almost a full portfolio. Just doing that. Render, stay away. OGN, definitely stay away. Matter of fact, I'm taking that off that list. Audius, they're down but not out. I think you probably, if you can catch Audius at 15 to 20 cents, I think it makes sense. I don't know, man. I don't think that they're doing substantive change. And I know the whole market is getting beaten up. I mean, they're down 69% this month. But just because something is cheap doesn't make it good. Rune, I don't know, man. Every time they have a run, they get punished. I will say this: I like it a lot better at $3 than I liked it at that whimsical 8. But I liked it better at before too. It's a bunch of false starts. If you participate with Nexo, I think the Nexo token makes sense. Most of the selling is gone, which tells me when this token is not going down that much. See, look at today. This is an interesting thing for those of you that want proxy assets to kind of understand. I look at Nexo in the same way that I look at SHIB. It's not even on here. I look at SHIB as a dummy coin. Is it? No. I look at SHIB as a dummy coin, right? I want to see what dummies are doing. Pretty much gone. That's why the coin is quiet. And yeah, Harmony 1 should be on there too. Good get. Nexo lets me know that on their platform, people are not selling Nexo token to get good because they're having margin calls. I think most of the stupid leverage got wiped. And that's why when I was watching the price action of this thing, it was up near $3. It had a listing on Binance, and then it started to melt down. And it melted down last week hardcore. Why? Because I think a lot of people got blown up and they started selling their Nexo tokens to cover their margin losses. But it stopped. It's quiet now. My guess is this thing doesn't have very much further to go down, and it will start building back up because people are going to start building back up their stockpile. They're going to start investing. I heard an interesting statement that the crypto tourists are gone after last week. Like everybody that was just here for the weekend, they gone. And that makes a lot of sense too because the markets took some beating. Anyway, Render, stay away. It's pretty much all show and no go right now. That could change, but not right now. Stay away from that one. Fetch, I think you definitely want to look at it. I mean, you do whatever you want, but in my opinion, the AI space is just completely ignored, and which is great because this is our chance for 100 or more. And I know I say these numbers and you think, oh God, but there will be 100Xs and maybe some 1000Xs over the next 10 years, which I know sounds like forever. It's only 360 months in the AI space. And I believe AGIX and its verticals, Fetch and its ancillaries. So, what does that consist of? Fetch, Singularity, DAO, AGIX, NewNet. And Looks, I hope you guys aced your way out of Looks. Because it looks like they ain't going to get it done. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, I do have an interesting article I want to go over, but first let me add one to our portfolio because it is important. and I am still quite bullish. Harmony 1. Harmony 1. The reason these things change all the time is because this one is, God, it's 4 cents. This is part of my, it's a separate computer that I use for travel. And the last time I used it was, did I do a New York one? I think I did a New York broadcast, maybe not. No, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's what that is. But I definitely did Mexico. I remember Mexico, right? We did 2 different Mexicos, one that sucked and one that was good. So there we go. Okay, let's talk a little bit. Let me get over here. Hey, Michael, what's going on? Good to see you. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody over here. Let's see. NSL Bitcoin 7. Okay, what's going on? WBMR Webmaster maybe 2511 away from OGN. Can you please elaborate? I don't know if OGN gets it done. I don't know if being a decentralized Shopify is all that exciting. It just doesn't seem like they're getting any uptake, because that should not be, mostly specific. Let me reduce it. We shouldn't see the price of OGN moving lockstep with these other assets. It's not really at all correlated to these other assets. It's its own little thing, and they're just not getting a lot of users, I don't think. And Ocean Protocol, yeah, maybe it is a big AI player. I don't know yet. It's kind of hard to see, but I think there's going to be some good AI names in the space. But if it's not Ben Gortzel and his team, and it's not the guys direct like at Google DeepMind, who else? There's just, it's the same thing as the greater crypto space. There aren't that many quality developers. You know what I mean? There just aren't that many quality developers. And that's my worry. You look at these new teams that form and you're like, yeah, that's a cool idea. But then you go, but their bench is weak or empty of quality developers, because the quality developers are already on quality projects. You subtract out a few, look, you want to know where everybody is? There's some talent at Bitcoin, obviously Bitcoin Core, but it's slow, gummy, orange-pilled, laser-eyed talent. So it's not tier 1. Other than Adam, it's not what I would call tier 1 talent. It's good, solid, stalwart talent, but still not chumps. Let's rate them the way we would rate bonds. I give the people at Bitcoin get an A. They get an A rating. They get an A. Ethereum devs, a AA. Cardano, no, that's not fair, because technically Drake is, Justin is awesome, and so is Vitalik. Although I don't know if Vitalik's actually doing anything. I give Ethereum an A. I give Cardano AAA. I give Matic AAA. I give Near AA. Algorand AAA. Algorand and Cardano have the best teams in the crypto space, and their teams are huge. So then when you think, if all of this quality talent of these developers are already developing, who's left? And where are they? Are they at Flow? Are they at Cosmos? A few. Filecoin? Actually, yes. The guy that invented IPFS is there. Theta? Maybe. I don't know. They're more marketing talent. We'd have to see. Graph, kind of. Nexo, kind of. Rune, not. Harmony, maybe. They definitely have some good bankers there. I just don't know if they're. But there's no until you get down. Fetch, good like coding. Well, they have good AI talent, but crypto developers, no, not really. Singularity DAO, finance, AI, they're not really developing crypto products. This is just a way for us to get ancillary exposure. So, good team, but a different team. These guys aren't going to go out and create some new blockchain. Now, AGIX, SingularityNet, true. They may go out because they're like Hypercycle. I think Hypercycle is going to have implications far beyond just a Cardano sidechain to run fast as smoke transactions for AI. Jungle, what up, man? Jungle and I are going to do a show. We just got to get our timing right, because we are oddly aligned on a lot of things. NewNet. Okay, NewNet is, for those of you that don't know, NewNet's important because they are going to be taking all of these dormant compute assets and using them where they are most fit. So imagine you have an old this or an old that, and you say, okay, I'm going to plug this guy in. Boop, you plug in, and they're going to take your hash power or your memory or whatever that device can do. They're going to score it, and then they're going to deploy it with its best use. And then they're going to pay you for that. And I think this is valuable. And I think it's incredibly valuable, and especially if it becomes the bedrock for a very fast, safe, scaling, lattice that AGIX will use to run smart contracts and all sorts of cool stuff with these networks of AI agents as we iteratively approach, artificial intelligence. And let me caveat that: artificial general intelligence, right? Not just artificial intelligence, because artificial, the base word artifice, which means tool. We already have tools. Narrow AI is all artifice, isn't it? It is all simple tools, chat boxes, and dialogue recognition software, and skimming software, and basic kind of conversational bots and things like this. They're the very simple kind of clunky AI. But if you get these networks of AI agents all working together in these big, very efficient swarms that can learn from each other, the bigger the network is of these AI agents, the more that emergent shape, that gooey swarm of agents can look and behave a lot like a kind of cognitive entity, right? Like a generally intelligent agent, in the same way that we are all just like tons of cells and microbes and virus and all of these kind of little creatures that create this thing. Like, you realize we could be the emergent shape, right? Like, this could just be, the whole human experience could be a very big novelty, and to much higher forms of life, which are probably condensed into very, very small space because of the implications of general relativity. We could be dust in the same way that like a flock of birds going by looks like, it looks like an infinity sign. No, it's just birds, right? So, but anyway, we could go deep into that. But I think AI has a massive future, massive implications, and I like what they're doing. I think, though, you should keep in mind that a lot of these things are not going to pay off for many years. We don't have to wait until general intelligence. We do have to wait until other people think it's coming, because then they will, step on their own, parents' necks to get into this space. You're going to see a lot of VC money coming into the AI space, chasing it. They're going to chase up everything, and there's going to be dummy AI coins. There's already a dummy AI coin, Matrix AI Network, absolute crap, garbage, dumpster fire. But when people start looking at AI, it spins up. It got to like 12 cents. Anyway, keep that kind of stuff in mind. Howard, what's going on? Let me see. I had OGN locked up, earning 25%. I've had it since 2020. Got it at 9 cents. Good. If you're in at 9 cents, you're crushing it. You're doing are you doing the 6-month lockup? Well, you know what? Don't tell me. But I would do this. If you can skin that a little bit in the next market cycle. So if you can get a bump in the market and you can get yourself to 50, 65, 75 cents, I would take your original investment off the table. I'm just not excited at them reaching any kind of substantial market penetration. And I think that a Google or somebody with an embedded base of humans like Meta or something like that, we're going to talk about Meta in a second, because they keep doing interesting stuff. And somebody like that's going to pierce the veil of whatever a partially quasi-decentralized Shopify or market network is going to be. And I just don't think it's OGN. Now, could they partner with one of these big entities? Sure. But I don't know if these entities need or want to partner with these other companies. It's not like anything. There's nothing they're doing that's super, super exciting. It's kind of quasi-basic. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Okay. There there was a Medium article talking about layer 0 to layer 3, and it classified Cardano as a layer 0. Well, I think that the internet is layer 0 and Cardano is layer 1. I think that's probably just a difference of how they define. I mean, these protocols sit on something and they sit on the internet, I think. And so that's why most of us would say that these are layer 1s. I think, but that's probably a distinction without a difference. So there we go. Okay, let's have some fun. So there was an article that I found that I thought was interesting. And let me hide this little thing. Okay. Get the latest. I don't want the latest news. Okay, Metafiles, the Metafiles 5 trademark applications for MetaPay, teasing crypto and digital payment platform. Okay, let me tell you who this should anger, or actually who it should worry. It should worry Square. It should worry PayPal. It should worry Cash, Block. It should worry any of these payment networks. It should worry credit card companies. It should worry Apple Pay. Because through Meta, you get Instagram, and right now you can't bang payments back and forth on Instagram. Not yet. You can't do NFTs either, but that's changing. That's going to run on top of Polygon. Matic. Let me continue. The social media giant has submitted trademark applications for digital asset trading and payment platform called MetaPay. Let me say that last part again so that it clicks. A digital asset trading and payment platform called MetaPay. Meta previously acquired the MetaPay corporate brand from a U.S. bank for $60 million last year. Free money. Meta, formerly Facebook, has submitted 5 applications in the United States for what appears to be a new digital platform dubbed MetaPay. The trademark filed on May 13th described MetaPay as an online social networking service for investors, allowing financial trades in the exchange of digital currency, virtual currency, cryptocurrency, digital and blockchain assets, digital tokens, and crypto tokens. Coinbase, Kraken, listen up. Gate, KuCoin. Matter of fact, real quick, every GD exchange on the planet, wake the F up. You guys are all about to get clobbered. I mean, effing clobbered. People that, I'm not a Mark Zuckerberg hater. There's a lot of people I don't like in tech. Mark Zuckerberg is one that I do like. Because you know what he does? He doesn't get on Twitter and make little tweets about how smart he is and clever stuff because he's tweeting. No, dude. These guys are building the future. They're trying. And yeah, not everything goes right. Well, have the government's thumb up your A and see how easy it is to build a platform. When you get big and these regulators come to you and the FBI comes to you and says, you will do this, you will do this. What are you going to do? Of course you acquiesce, because the greater good is you believe you're smarter than regulators and you believe you can do greater good to humanity. The dude's not trying to get rich, okay? He is rich. He's trying to make a dent in the future, as is Elon. Now, Elon's a bit of a shuckster, but you know what? He's still a brilliant, ideologue, a human, a forward thinker, a visionary. Mark, in my opinion, is more in the weeds, hammers at the keyboard. This guy's trying to do things that affect the world right now, this second. It's great if someday we get to live on Mars. But the kind of things they're doing at Meta, we got to call it Meta now, are going to affect us right now. And I think that's important. So everybody that runs an exchange, you're on notice. Because, again, what is Meta? It is Facebook. It is WhatsApp. It is Instagram. Well, there's 1.5 billion people right there. 1.5 billion. How many people you think are on Coinbase? Psh. So, once again, social networking service for investors allowing financial trades. Remember, it didn't just say crypto, financial trade. You say, wait a minute. Does that mean exchanging money? Yeah. Does that mean exchanging assets? Yeah. Are some of those real world assets? Probably. Might I buy a car? Maybe. A house? Possibly. Going to be interesting. And remember, They don't have to launch through they don't have to launch through Facebook. They can put all this out in a decentralized manner or a quasi-decentralized manner through WhatsApp and Instagram. So I think that the whole Deus thing and Diem and their stablecoin and all this, I think they learned a lot. So anyway, one more time. It's a social networking service for investors allowing financial trades, the exchange of digital currency, virtual currency, cryptocurrency, digital and blockchain assets, digital tokens, and crypto tokens. They pretty much nailed them all. Apart from paying and trading, MetaPay could also include digital asset lending and investment services, per other details in the filing. The social media giant previously acquired metapay.com domain from the South Dakota-based MetaBank in a $60 million deal last December. The trademark filing is Meta's latest crypto play, having announced plans to begin teasing NFTs on Instagram earlier this month. By the way, that will run on Polygon. Matic. Meta previously filed 8 trademark applications for its logo with the company, describing the move as part of its pivot towards the digital economy. These efforts have not gotten off to a great start, with the company announcing that its metaverse-focused unit, Reality Labs, lost almost $3 billion in the first quarter of the year. Well, yeah, a lot of things have happened. Yes, they've lost a lot of money. They're also putting a lot of money into, there's an upgrade of the Oculus coming. I think it's called the Oculus Pro or something like that, which I will be getting because the Oculus is so much fun. All this play to earn, pay to earn, all this kind of crap, man. I put on my Oculus glasses. I go play paintball. I freaking love it. It's so much fun. And like sometimes I'll go do some educational crap too. But mostly I just go like, pew, 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 pew. Anyway, the company's Diem stablecoin project, as you guys remember, it failed to get off the ground amid significant opposition from regulators across the globe. But they were opposing everything. And the team at Facebook and Meta, they push the market forward. They got us out of what looked like a bear market in the end of 2019, 2020. They were the ones that pulled us out of that bear market. They and PayPal. PayPal is kind of walking it back right now. They're not making a lot of steps into the crypto space. I think they realize that the more crypto they go, the less PayPal there is. Like, we don't need PayPal. The world does not need PayPal. The world does not need Block or Square or any of these payment networks. Venmo, which is all the same crap, that's PayPal. We don't need any of these things. So anyway, and by the way, for those of you wondering, like, where did all this stuff from Diem go? Who got that? Who got that intellectual property? It ended up at Silvergate Bank. And I said, keep your eye, I think a few days ago, I said something like this, keep your ear out for Silvergate. Because they tend to be connected to a lot of very weird deals. And I'm not going to say nefarious, but definitely stuff that kind of, that piques your interest, where you go, So keep that in mind. Very interesting what Meta is doing. I am curious to see where this goes. All right. Let's do a couple of questions, and then I'll let you guys get on your day. Let's see. And ETH was a layer. Yeah. ETH is a layer 1. ETH is definitely, but they're all layer 1s. Now they also may be making some kind of weird argument as some kind of lineage or something like that. Like, for instance, what was first, what was second. But these other things don't sit on top of Ethereum. That's layer 2s sit on top of Ethereum, which is why they're layer 2s. So, but yeah, probably again a distinction without a difference. Let's see, if Putin has blood cancer and it's fatal, none of this will matter and he'll take us out with him. I don't think so. I don't think he's as crazy as everyone believes. It's easy to label someone crazy. I don't think he's crazy. I think he may have moments of unsound thinking, but I don't think he's crazy. I think someone in his position truly believes what he's doing is right, or his ego has gotten the best of him. But I don't think he's insane. But yeah, people are going to step on his neck. Jungle in the house. My concern is everything with Meta is always half-baked. As a content creator, their video and live streaming should be a dream, but it kind of sucks. Yeah, I agree with you. I think sometimes they rush into these markets. They spread themselves too thin. And again, it's that question of talent. you can have all the money in the world. If you can't grab the right talent to get your propositions off the ground, you're still stuck with bad talent, right? So I do think that's an unfortunate reality of any company right now. But they have deep pockets and they could go buy the talent. So we'll see. I think that's a big we'll see, isn't it? There's no, if anybody had a crystal ball, please let us know. I'm sure Jungle and I and the rest of you would love to have it. So we're all speculating, but I tend to believe that they will eventually get it right, and they're learning from their mistakes, and they do have a lot of really intelligent human creatures in their midst, even if they're in different departments. And yes, it's a big company, and we know how the corporate structure works, and most of their stuff is half-baked. But I think that they realize it's kind of this may be it for them. If they are too far behind the ball on this, now on the other side of it, everybody else is going, oh, I wonder if we should be trying to catch up because now Meta. So I think a lot of people should be very uncomfortable about this and worried about how far and how fast they're moving. So we'll see. Ledger FTX uses Silvergate. Yeah, Silvergate tends to work. Look, there's nothing. Ledger X is fine, and FTX. I think when they bought Ledger, which was the only good purchase they've ever made. I've done transactions through Silvergate. Matter of fact, I have several of them on my bank account because you have to wire to the exchanges. So Silvergate works with crypto partners. So it's not that they're bad, but I don't know how discerning they are. But then again, if it's the only outlet where you can plug into and run transactions, everybody's going to go there. So I think it's interesting. Silvergate, Nexo, LedgerX. Yep. And I think, man, I think it may even be Kraken as well. And Kraken is a legit exchange. I got no complaints. So, again, they may work with seedy individuals. Doesn't mean that they themselves are seedy. Say for Army of Devs. Yeah. Let's see. They are building in all the correct. Yeah. Their eye is on the prize. Let's put it that way. And I don't, just to mention that he would come in and buy, it's possible, but I don't think you would need to. I don't think there's a lot of talent at Coinbase. I don't think that's where you buy from. I think you'd have to go empty the bench on one of these protocols. And then it may be easier just to align yourself with the protocol and let them loan you talent. I just don't think it's as easy. Also, most of the early developers, they're rich. You can't, it's like, if someone offered me, I've had some weird offers, and I'm not rich like these developer guys are. Some of these dudes are like 100 million billionaires. There's a lot of 100 millionaire developers that you don't even hear about. They got like 50, 60, 80 million bucks. So it'd be like if someone came to you and said, hey man, I'll pay you 10% of what you're currently making right now to come and leave what you're doing that could make you way richer and just come work for me on this lottery ticket. You'd go, I don't think so. And even if they paid you some kind of market clearing wage, you'd still have to consider, does it make sense to leave this group of geniuses that I'm with where we can meaningfully build the future and make tons of currency units for a gamble? So sometimes it's not just the money. Yeah, it's about more than the money. Like I've had some offers to go do some other content outside of MoneyMap for similar money, but it's like I have more fun with the people at MoneyMap and Money Morning Live, and it's just a better team. And so you think, what am I going to go to these randos and do some old stupid content that 6 people watch? And then what happens a year later when they don't exist? Great, I got paid for a year, and I'm back on that government cheese line. And yeah, markets are getting hammered right now. They're getting punished. Probably going to see. This is what happens, right? And we need these days. These are good days. So again, as long as you're not over leveraged, don't take on leverage. Don't borrow against volatile assets to buy volatile assets. Don't be a Michael Saylor. It's hard to be mad. Well, Amazon's not a master. Remember, Amazon's had some false starts, but they were very good at some very core strategies, And Jeff Bezos is not a dummy, and his wife was not a dummy, and they built something pretty powerful, and they built into spaces where everyone else said nah, but they kind of looked at it as a logistics first problem. They looked at everything as, if we could do better logistics, what happens now? And I think that's pretty important. About Robinhood. I mean, Robinhood is a sketch platform. I don't think it's made any better because Sam Bankman Fried Chicken put some cash in there. I don't care. It's a sketch platform. They sell naked. They trade against their customers. It's a dummy platform for dummies. And what you do is you wait and see, when do the degens head back to Robinhood, right? Because that's when you know you're getting to the end of a current little cycle of enthusiasm. And I don't believe we have bull and bear markets in the crypto space. In my opinion, it's just, this is not even a fully formed market. So those kinds of analogies to me are silly and foolish. But I do believe the DNA of the investor makes a big difference. Right now, the DNA is mostly your equity investor and a few, forward-thinking early adopters like ourselves. But we are not the majority. We are definitely the tiny, tiny minority. The NFT space is where most of the degens that aren't getting blown up in DeFi are. And the tourists are gone. So again, the crypto tourists got beaten. They got beaten out of the markets, and I don't think they're coming back anytime soon, because most of them have lost everything. And as bad as that sounds, it's probably good. It's probably good to rebuild these markets. New holding bank. I don't know anything about it. She says, so I don't want to comment on something I don't know about. So yeah, there we go, man. So, okay, let's call it a day. Be smart. And again, don't rush into anything. Don't rejigger your portfolio unless something looks ugly. The way to do it, if you want to rebalance right now, and this is, you want to get rid of all your Dunning-Kruger, all of your cognitive bias. You look at your portfolio right now and you say, would I buy this asset at this price if I had my whole portfolio in cash? So take your portfolio. Let's say it's $1,000. Okay, forget that you own any crypto. You have $1,000. How would you deploy that $1,000 right now? There's your answer to rebalance. Forget if you've lost, if you're up, if you're down. That does not matter. If you had $1,000 right now, how would you do it? You know what? Real quick, Brian, they rented the top club floor of the Cubs game tonight, and I told them I'm not going. Not to be antisocial, I just don't care about baseball at all. I don't really care about sports at all. I'm kind of basic. I go to movies, I eat sushi, and I don't really care about anything else. Crypto, movies, sushi, financial markets. I would rather do a Series 7 practice exam than go to a Cubs game. I would rather read about how Do Kwon is skirting prosecutors and investigations and how much of his property is going to be seized rather than go to a Cubs game. I would rather go look at repo fails and listen to Jeff Snyder and Emil Kalinowski as opposed to go to a Cubs game. I would rather bore jungle with my crazy theories than go to a Cubs game. Matter of fact, yes, I'm sure it's beautiful, but you know what? I can look at a picture on the internet and I don't even have to buy it. I don't even have to own the JPEG. I don't even have to own the NFT. I could just look at the NFT. I would rather get in a Lamborghini and drive 160 miles an hour and risk a really bad parking ticket, because they're towing that thing, then go to a baseball game. I also don't drink alcohol, so that's why you go to games. So yeah, there's nothing you can entice me with that has to do with sports, unless it's Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Manchester United playing a game live. If they played at Wrigley Stadium, I would go there, but something tells me that's not ever going to happen. Okay. All in on Luna with my, oh God, Frank. No. $15 beer. Well, I don't drink beer, thankfully. All right. Let's do this. Let's call it a day. For those of you that are in Chicago for the event, should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to the CBOE today for closing bell. I don't know what that means. They said, wear nice clothes. I said, well, I don't have those. So there you go. I tend to dress homeless casual. Justin in the house. Oh yeah, Barca. Barca's playing. I've seen Barca play live. I've seen Messi play live from a box in Dallas at the new Texas Stadium. Man, that was dope. I found myself looking at the jumbo screen because it was clearer than real life. I thought, Jesus, if there is a God, this is probably how he sees things. He sees them on a jumbotron. It's amazing. All right. What am I going to do tonight? I'm going to sit at this hotel. I'm going to go and eat snacks. I'm going to go probably, there's an Equinox right nearby. So I'm going to go hit the Equinox. They have an Olympic pool, which I will be swimming in because I'm a big fan of swimming. Yeah. And then we have some, the summit starts tomorrow. It's tomorrow and Friday. So that'll be the Money Map Summit thing. So that'll be fun. Okay. And on that note, stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor, insolvent, drunk, strung out on meth grandmother wouldn't do. As you know, that is so very little because I got through this whole thing without any profanity. Now, look, I'm going to be erasing these videos. I'll leave it up for a few hours so that our regulars can catch it. And then I'm going to pull it down. So these videos, we're not going to have living on into perpetuity, but the money map stuff, I will rehash over here a few hours afterwards. So I'll give a couple hours for people to check it out, and then we out. So anyway, stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor, insolvent, drunk, strung out on meth grandmother wouldn't do. And be smart. Be smart.